welcoming you all to the live interview series of the Superbrands of Bangladesh. Superbrands, the UK based independent authority on branding, promotes the discipline of branding and pays tribute to exceptional brands all over the world. Superbrands has been successfully publishing a prestigious series of books which identifies and pays tribute to the strongest brands in the world. Although the concept began in the UK in 1994, it has now spread across the world in 88 countries. Superbrands Bangladesh this year has identified and honored the most powerful brands of Bangladesh for the period of the next 2 years. The objective of Superbrands of Bangladesh is very simple, is to select brands that have been successful in Bangladesh with their strong market presence and great reputation. Brands that are considered to have excelled in their particular fields and stand out from the average. Superbrands Bangladesh has honored 40 such brands for the year 2020-2021. Starting from today, we'll have a discussion with these brands every week. The objective of the show is to be more affiliated with these brands so that we can know that what made them the super brands of Bangladesh. Without further ado, let us introduce our discussions of the day. We have with us Kazi Mohiddin, Senior General Manager Brand, Meghna Group of Industries. Then we have Mohammad Tanvir Hassan, Head of Sales and Marketing, the Palace Luxury Resort. We are expecting another guest who will be joining us shortly. So let us move on to our questions. When the third guest will join us, I'll introduce him accordingly. So our first question, our first discussion to our first guest, Kazi Mohiddin Bhai. Bhaiya, I would like to ask about, I was reading the fascinating journey of fresh drinking water. So it was so fascinating. It started its journey in 1998, and already it is capturing 30 to 34% share of the entire market. So, and I have seen a lot of interesting campaigns, marketing communications. So, first, you let us know, the viewers know about the journey of this super brand. Mohiddin bhai.
Thank you so much. It's an honor for all of us to be part of this initiative of Super Brands, which has been happening in Bangladesh for some times. You know that all great works and all great professionals actually require your accolades and recognition. Other than that, the quest for doing excellent work will not actually continue. So, thank you for inviting me to this session. It feels really privileged to be here on behalf of MGI and Super Fresh Drinking Water. So, Super Fresh Drinking Water is a recipient of Super Brands for last couple of years back to back. So it is because of its consumers' love and appreciation for this brand that it has brought into its today's position. You know, this is one of the leading brands of bottled drinking water here in Bangladesh, and it has been continuously growing more than the category, which means that it has been gaining market share from time to time and continuous gaining of market share. So what has helped this brand actually over the years is uncompromising, unfiltered commitment towards providing the safest drinking water for its consumers. You know that even 15 years back, people wouldn't even imagine that someone will buy a bottle of drinking water for 15 taka or 30 taka for them. So it has happened because when people are on the go, when people are outside, or even people with the inside, people need actually safe drinking water, because without safe drinking water, it becomes if you drink unsafe water, you are prone to get into different kinds of diseases. So as have started the pure drink super fresh drinking water's journey here in Bangladesh. So you know that the drinking water that we have here in Bangladesh is 15 steps of purification happens. There are ozone treatments, RO method, and there is membrane filtration method. So the best in class machineries and refining process and the people behind the machines are also very important. They actually have a commitment towards providing. They're proud. They take pride in the matter of fact that this is a leading brand here in Bangladesh in terms of bottled drinking water, and they help people to live better every day. So I think when the one brand gets super brand, only when this brand is with trusted and loved by millions of Bangladeshis. So their love and affection for this brand has actually made them possible to be people's brand.
Thank you, ভাইয়া। আরো কিছু ইন্টারেস্টিং কোয়েশ্চেন্স আছে। I'll get back to you soon.
Yeah, sure.
Next, I move on to our next discussant, which who are our Mohammad Tanvir Hassan Bhai. He is head of sales and marketing, the Palace Luxury Resort. I was discussing with him before starting off this conversation that our domestic tourism has been increased and has been increasing day by day, and in particular domestic tourism ক্ষেত্রে the Palace Luxury Resort has played a very important role, I must say. So but the role it has played, I think the story, the creation of this overall resort will actually reveal what it has created to the domestic tourism. So our viewers would love to listen this brand creation or originations from Tanvir Hassan Bhai's mouth. Please, Tanvir Hassan Bhai, একটু আমাদের ব্র্যান্ডের গল্পটা বলেন।
Thank you, Mahjabinapu. Assalamu alaikum and good evening to everyone watching live here. On behalf of the Palace Luxury Resort, I would like to show my sincere gratitude to our
I think Bhaiya, you're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, please, bol.
Shall I start again or? Thank you
Yes,
very much.
it would be great. Yes, please start
Thank
again.
you. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum and good evening to everyone listening live here. On behalf of the Palace Luxury Resort, I would like to show my sincere gratitude to our valued guests, owners, associates, partners, and of course, Bangladesh Brand Forum, Superbrands Bangladesh, for giving us continuous support and recognition, giving the recognition of winning the most prestigious Superbrands Bangladesh in reserve category. To start, I would like to tell you, of course, the Palace Luxury Resort is one of the leading and the largest resort in Bangladesh. Whatever you see in Palace, those who already come or planning to come, it was not an easy journey. And of course, it's a dream of the owners who actually realize that, especially in Sylhet, the pristine nature and surrounded by um, hill trek, tree plantations, rubber plantation, and also and different natural scenic view. Uh, it's on that. The once upon a time people used to visit in Sylhet, they are not discovering the quality place where they can spend night. Very limited person, those the connectivity with the tea gardens. So it's a very prestigious visit for them, and they can arrange. But for normal people, they couldn't get opportunity to discover that facilities. So owners, they're having a big dream because it's a big area, almost 115 acre, the whole place. It was surrounded by the nature. So to keep the nature untouched, the most important thing for Palace, it was completely untouched. Whatever made and the visionary things come today in a reality. So it's completely the nature. On the nature, they just put very uniquely in every touch point. Whenever the guests just step into the resort, the fountain will welcoming them, and from there they will move to the resort. In every touch point, everywhere they will get very unique touch and give them the sense of their vision, sense of their any feeling of human that make them very, very satisfied. So now come to the point in a brand. So Palace actually started their journey in back in 2014, and it was not that easy because the palace is located in Bahubal. Most of the people they actually don't can't recognize the place Bahubal. So we have to let them know the Bahubal, and because people are just thinking that in a jungle or in a place there is a resort, and normally people understand okay there is a jungle and the jungle there is a resort like people can spend their nights and whatever. But this is the world class experience that in Palace. So we have to with a lot of campaigning thing. We have to invite the people we have to set our target market, we have to set our benchmark how we can reach the product to the target market so that people have the trust on us that yes we can deliver the international standard uh, 5-star service. As we said we are 5-star, but the palace actually have the potential for the more than that, the 7-star, because in a brand in resort or hotel category, the first thing is the innovation of your product, because the mostly we have to look into the new market, and also we have to more focus in our repeated guest. So this is the primary thing. So Palace have some strategic planning initially. If I start with first of all the people, you will know that I think the two-third people Palace management hired from abroad, all from Bangladeshi expert working there. So in the Middle East, the top brand in the world. So we recruited them from there, and rest people we have taken the skilled, semi-skilled, and fresh people. Then we have a team building, and the most important part in addition in resort or any hotel, the primarily it's a service culture. So palace have their own service culture that we have created that benchmark, because whenever guests stepped in, then everywhere the service quality, to maintain the service quality, you need to establish in your service culture. That's the primary things of a brand. Then of course the core values that we believe, because we are saying that this is unparalleled luxury in pristine nature. So we have to give a feel to our guests in each and every sense where they will discover something new. They're having the experience, they're giving the memories, the emotional connectivity. So that brings more guests to us, and actually we are purchasing the trust in every guest cycle wherever we receive a guest. So in every step, we have to maintain that very carefully. Now, if you look into the palace, it's a hill track. It's a hill and also surrounded by huge green. But there are some hill we have to make a connectivity. So we did not touch it. We make hanging bridge to make connectivity in one place to another place. And also we have created very modern architect, and that architect is also not in a very minimum thought process. It's a huge brainstorm kind of thing, that how I mean, and also we have to think about the sustainable development, because this is a big project, and just only putting the things uh, without heavy market research and how these things can be done. So in terms of innovation and product development, we have to be very, very, the innovative, and how the step by step how we can build the environment for the guest, which in every step they will discover something new. So we have a very nice tower building which is very unique in terms of lighting, smells, and every inside the architect everything is making very innovatively. And also whenever you will have the villa, then all the villas on top of the hills with a good view. But to make that villa, it's also strategically made, because we have to think about the safety and security for the guests and all. So this is how actually palace make. But more important thing is a brand is a consistent thing, because palace is always developing their service and quality based on the customer review, because you will see a lot of brand in the similar industry. They used to focus a lot of guest feedback or complaints or whatever, but Palace have their own team who actually monitoring the guest feedback and ensuring the quality service for that. And another thing I would like to see.
Uh, Tanvi, I'll come back to you with the service quality. I have special. I'm sure the viewers also want to know the excellent service quality that has been maintaining by the palace itself. I'll come back to you with the next bunch of questions of mine. I'll go back. I'll come back. I'll come to Muhyiddin Bhai regarding. You handle a lot of brands, and MGI is a local conglomerate, and it has lot of varieties of brands, and in particular in the water, the superfish drinking water we're talking about today, this is drinking water is something is very basic. So when you or design the program, what were the target back in the mind, and how did you, what was the strategy to approach that target market? Could you please share that with us today?
Yeah. So when you want to target the specific segment of the market, so as always we need to go into the into the consumer's shoes and try to rediscover and the insights that actually drive them for a particular brand. So what happens is what is the target audience? The target audience is basically the person or the group for who are most likely to have your product or accept your service. So the thing is, while designing the target audience for this brand, we have to keep in couple of things in mind. If you see, you will see that we have a range of products starting from 8 liters. I would say also we have a product of 19 liters, which is actually in jar. So 8 liters, then you have 5 liters, you have 3 liters, 2 liters, 1.5, and all. I would say that each SKU, stock keeping unit, each product is actually design and job description is actually serves the purpose of different people. So and you'll see that 250 liter, 350 liter. So our products go actually in 5-star hotels and restaurants and airlines. In an airlines, when you travel, you'll see that they are actually using 250 ml, a very small pack. And when you go into a 2 liter packs, which is one of the most popular packs for us, they use it for group drinking. So and also you'll see that there are 5 liters and 8 liters of water. In 8 liters and 5 liters water go into household, they drink this water instead of using the other waters that they have availability. So in terms of target audience, we had to in terms of communication target audience, we had to find a specific group of the segments for which we could actually position the brand. So while we actually saw this, we actually you'll know that the penetration of bottled drinking water in Bangladesh is still very low. It is. So what is happening is there are a lot of people who didn't used to have this bottled drinking water, safe drinking water. They are coming into this category, and this is one of the reasons. This is actually driving the category for us. Also, you know that though COVID has actually shrunk a bit, but in Bangladesh, what has happened is the hotel, restaurants, and cafeteria and outside eating has become a very important phenomena, which nobody can actually look down. So you will see that around there is a research that says that around 400,000 of hotel, restaurants, and cafeterias are there in Bangladesh, which is a very big number. So this segment is growing. So when people are actually going for a eating outside and also hotel, restaurant, cafeterias, they actually go for these bottled drinking waters because they want safe access to drinking water. Still, it is in the nascent stage in Bangladesh that people use bottled drinking water while they are home. So we have actually designed the SKUs and products keeping in mind the different needs of the target audience and what actually drives them. You will see that the basic thing, the most important thing we unearthed while we actually got into the insight of the consumers is basically they want a convenient, safe drinking water. So we had to make sure that we go the extra mile than our competition actually to make them understand that this is the water that you can believe. We had a very interesting campaign on these actually that on our world class product quality. So we had to though made in local, we are making sure that our product is best in the world, or it is actually as best as anybody can produce in the world. So for that, we have actually continuously upgraded our systems, our value chain, starting from procuring water to distributing to them, and making sure that our post purchase behavior are also in the same line. And now we have one of the largest bottle drinking facility here. Also the bottles and the things, we had to make sure that these actually complies to FDA USA capability. So actually, because of these value chain analysis and targeting the right segments and positioning the brand as per those needs of the target audiences, has actually given us lot of impetus, and that actually helped us to propel the growth that the brand has actually enjoyed over the time, and that consistently made us actually one of the super brands in Bangladesh.
Thank you, Bhaya. Thank you. It was fascinating to hear the entire journey of the how you segmented the target and then actually place the product as per the target group. Just now we get to know that unfortunately our third guest wouldn't be able to join today's session due to an unavoidable circumstances. So moving on to our second guest, Tanvi Bhai. As we are seeing, as you're saying, your brand story, it was so exciting to hear because you are engulfed yourself into the entire origination of the brand. That actually speaks how passionate you're attached to the brand itself, and that actually reflects the entire creation of the brand, the palace itself. So coming to the service quality you were mentioning about, and also in our tourism sector, it's very important to have a consistent service, and the palace has always the luxuries has always set the standard so high. Once the customer goes back, there is this greeting of welcome back, and every nook and corner of the resort is so well designed and thoughtful. So how well and how consistently you manage to do these things, and what is the philosophy of doing things so good every day, every moment? Tell us those story with us. Yeah.
Thank you. So basically, it's not a rocket science. The main philosophy, as I said, it's a service culture. So first of all, we had a very good team. Everyone, they are very friendly, and there are different people's work in a different role. So first of all, definitely we have a continuous training and development. That is the common thing for any brand. But the unique thing is we make our brand very simple. I mean, our communication, we are very reluctant because guests are traveling to Palace, let's say around by 4 hours. So people are very tiring that time. So their main purpose is to, they rejuvenate themselves. So our main target is the main philosophy is we keep in mind if any guests just enter into the palace from the other world, they will discover through their sense everything very unique. And then there is a people in every touch point. So in every touch point, whoever is there, they are trying to give their best, the basic things. But more thing is recognition. We always maintain the proper guest profiling. We do all instinctively. We know the guest. I mean, every choices and their preferences. So wherever they go, we recognize that and give them feel wow. So it's not being any things is not being that reluctant that people are not watching. We monitor each and everything. It doesn't matter which department's job is, because here everybody do one thing. Because if you go to any hotel, there are different department and different outlet, but in the resort we don't have any specific things. However, even you will be surprised, even in our owners, if they visit, they also work as an associates. Because if somebody gets asking for, I need to go somewhere through buggy, just waiting for the buggy person. But if somebody is waiting there, he also know the driving. Everyone's over there, they know all departments job. So this is a very comfort things for the guest. And another thing is, as you mentioned, that we have some repeated technique, because in the profile we always try to discover very emotional things. So whenever guest comes here, we try to discover the emotional things, and then we try to give them always delighted and surprise and kind of techniques to before asking that. This is the service quality we maintain constant. I mean, the continuously with the consistency. So it's not that we just do things the next day or next visit guest comes, they have a different experience. So from day one till today, Palace philosophy is they are always maintaining the same standard in same feelings of the guests, so that they feel more homely. They feel this is their second home. So this is the thing we actually manage.
Lovely, Bhaiya. Thank you so much. It was very enlightening to know that the magic happens from behind, and every from leader to every staff has carries the same spirit in mind. That's why delivery is so consistent and so good. Coming back to Mohidin Bhai regarding, I was reading, and everybody more or less knows about. You have a kind of a social movement of Nirapod Pani Chai, and that is you always try to say with your super fresh drinking water. So this নিরাপদ পানি চাই পানি জিনিসটা is so basic, and unfortunately আমাদের এই basic জিনিসটা এখনো it's through PAN Bangladesh has not been offered a basic নিরাপদ পানিটা. So এই নিরাপদ পানি চায়ের গল্পটা if you please share with us today.
Thank you. So you know very well about the purpose that in today's world, that there is a big philosophy that is coming, that all most of the good brands actually trying to inject purpose to their cause. Yes, all businesses actually run for some causes, but there has to be some guiding factors, the purpose, which will go beyond your business for any particular brand. So you know that there is a large portion of our population actually are not covered by safe bottled drinking water. So couple of years back, we thought that how can we actually cultivate that. So the one insight that we very astonishing insight that we got from the market is, you see in the community, we saw that people, our students, while they are going to schools, when they are in home they have an access to safe drinking water, but when they are going to schools, a lot of them are actually having drinking, in especially in suburbs and rural areas, they are actually drinking tap water. So often those tap waters are actually not very safe, and actually doesn't conform to the standards required for safe drinking water. So based on that insight, we started with an organization who works for the community, also named Footsteps. With their collaboration, we started this journey of implementing safe drinking water in schools, so that what happens is they actually know and they actually culture the habit of drinking safe, and the urge to drink safe drinking water from the very beginning. So when they cultivate this, they will throughout their life they will be actually taking this to their community and to their family, to the urge of having drinking safe drinking water. So we implemented these in a number of schools across the country. And actually, because of lately the schools, that schools are closed and shut down, so we couldn't take it to the scale that we are wanting it. But the whole preparation is there. We'll take it to the next level. We'll take it across the country. So what happens is, we found, once we have actually installed the filters and the process for procuring safe drinking water, we found that actually the community, the people living around the schools, were actually coming to that place and actually taking the safe drinking water. That gives us a great sense of responsibility that we have as an organization. We have as an we are, to our responsibility to help people to access to safe drinking water, no matter at what stage they are. So this is something that Nirapod Pani campaign is actually is more of a our purpose that Superfish Drinking Water wants, and the believes in, that we want the people of Bangladesh to have access to drinking water. We do not want any kid to have waterborne diseases, because that actually hampers their growth and that can be also fatal. So this campaign, we had a huge response on that, and we are actually trying to act on this, because we believe that instead of saying a lot of things, it is important that we actually do and help the society and community that we live in. Other than that, we'll not be able to do good and grow as a brand. Thank you.
That's so inspiring that actually during this COVID time also we all have seen that you have been doing so many cause driven works. all
Yeah,
brands across from India, especially from the
that's
water
something.
brand also I have
Yeah,
seen.
yeah, that's something going on. You know that starting from helping the hospitals, the frontliners during the Ramadan, the people who are in the streets, to societies. Actually, the Superfish Drinking Water is trying its best to make sure that we are actually with the people, we are beside them, whatever possible as a business organization entity, because all our actually achievements actually come from them. So these are the people that we need to give back to them, because without a purpose and without a sense of responsibility to them, it no brand in coming days will be actually survive, because people, you need to continuously help people to live and do better. So that's the cause actually that we are actually trying to do these social initiatives, and which can actually grow big and bigger in future days, inshallah. Thank you.
Yes, definitely. So it's more brands worldwide, also locally, also moving towards the more cost-driven and socially responsible-driven work, so that it gives us. It's always a giving back. Whatever we do, we're doing business and giving back to the society as well. And as we have started the COVID discussion, it's very time relevant, and we have been discussing this over the last 1.5 years. Also, this is a domestic tourism brand. We would like to know how you have been doing this. Tanvir Bhai, the next question to you, that during COVID time, the tourism has been hampered tremendously. We all know that. So how you have been actually confronting these things, and what are the plans you are in the coming times you are planning to actually combat this shutdowns and things like that? Would you please share that with us? And also, amid of all of this, that makes you the super brand itself is an achievement. So the viewers want to know that how you have been facing this, and how in the coming times, how what are your plans to actually combat this? These are the losses, or the some business losses and overall losses you are trying to recover.
Thank you very much. Actually, these things is being discussed for so long, and we are the industry, especially hospitality industry. It's quite not only hotel and resort, including airlines and yeah, ticketing and tourism company, travels. A lot of companies all are affected because we are driving by the guests. So whenever the any migration stopped, so everything is just immediately shut down. So same thing happened with us also. But you know that this is something we never been experienced before. So this is completely the new thing when it happened back in 2020. So during that time, 4 to 5 months, we are completely shut down. So shutdowns means we're completely no revenue. But you know, the maintain a five-star property in that level, it's a fixed cost. The maintenance cost is quite high. So because we need to, and of course for palace, it's a big costing involved, because we have to continuously doing the pest control things, and also it's a big area, so everywhere we have to keep it very tight. You know, in any single day, doesn't matter there is a guest or not, because we have more than 400 employees living there, and for their safety we have to lock down, so that we did not allow anyone comes inside, and also for their safety we completely take care. And if we found anyone having a problem, personally we arrange to do whatever required for them, or maybe shifting their home, and also we keep them quarantined. But luckily we did not have any single case yet in palace, so alhamdulillah for that. That is we can I can say it. So it was a very difficult time for us. We never know, because we couldn't even focus anything what will happen tomorrow. We just waiting for the government instruction. By this time we have to learn a lot regarding the the safety and other things post COVID operational procedure. We call it. We change our standard operating procedure, which is being guided by WHO and also Bangladesh Tourism Board. All combinedly, we have studied that, and we have built our post-COVID standard and operating procedure. So when we reopened that time, we actually couldn't focus because the loss happened. That's a big amount for the owners, of course. But owners was giving us a very big hope that because they are really taking care of the associates. Because if the associates getting strong there, then everything we can manage. And one more important things I just missed in service quality, which is relevant with the COVID things. In the resort, they actually missing their family, but we have couple of options which is unique and only resort in Bangladesh that we are having 100% accommodation for the employees over there, and also their family can stay there. And also in the help of local authority, we are trying to build some good school over there so that their family can be there. So the magic is that whenever they are working there, they actually work 24 by 7, but in a roster and shift basis. But after some time, for their relax, they used to do a lot of physical activities and sports, so that every hours, every time they're getting more energetic. So now come back to the domestic market, because what we have studied that in any pandemic situation, whenever everything is being stopped, so definitely people cannot do the outbound. So whenever our local destination opens, so definitely domestic tourism getting bit higher, but still as a um, as a brand, as a trusted brand, definitely people have a expectation in Palace. They will well maintain the social distancing thing, and then follow all safety procedure for disinfecting thing and all, which actually causes that pandemic thing. So we actually implemented in all steps. I think is more than 100 SOP is written for the hotel operations, and we try to manage, because there are few things which is not relevant here, but we try to manage cent percent procedure over here. And we are not looking for the business, the because our demand was very high where our room supply was limited, but we try to maintain guest safety first, because we cut our restaurant operation half of the inventory. And we have one advantage, as Palace is quite a big place, so if in some time if the palace is 100% occupied, still we don't feel that there is a guest, because people are roaming around in different places. But the main challenge comes in the restaurant, so that's why we keep the restaurant half. And for that reason we have to limit our occupancy as well. But whatever losses happen, we actually focus in a different way, because uh, whenever the situation comes normal in last year, then we try to recover good business in the end of the month. And I would say that it's a good number of business in all over the country for domestic people. People did not have any option to go outside the country, but we cannot operate fully. And again, in the second wave, it's another challenge for us. But we don't know actually what will happen, because whenever it will be stopped, only we can plan ahead, and we can strategically plan for the recovery plan. So as of now, it's completely out of control. So we are trying our best. So we are just hoping that world will be normal.
Yes, we all hope so. And also, it was great to know that how you have maintained through all these times. Also took care of the employees, their families, and make sure all things are in places. And also, as well as when it was open, taking care of the guests in the maintaining proper safety and hygiene. It was great to know. That's how the super brands created. That's great to know. I'm sure the viewers who are watching us and listen to us, great to know what are the differentiators that makes brands to super brands. So talking about differentiators, I may move on to my last question of this today's session. First to the Mohiddin Bhai, regarding we know about the target segment, we know about the social movement, and we have seen a lot of different tone of marketing communication involving our cricketer, national cricketer Tamim Iqbal, and also to some social experiment engaging with school children and other people. So while doing the marketing communication, what are the things, first two or three things you keep your mind? And as
I expect the answer to be like, if there's a newer brand, think of any communication in a similar kind of a brand. What could be the first three things they should keep in their mind while designing marketing campaigns for the brand?
Yeah, for designing marketing communication campaigns for any brand, uh, first and foremost, the important thing is to know the target audience for whom you are actually designing this. So it is important that we go as much close to the audiences as possible. So, and the more we know about them, the more we'll be able to solve their problems. And related to them is basically the insight. The insight is the most crucial point, crucial missing point also from today's communications we see. So, but one great consumer insight actually can give the brand and communication a real edge. So once you know the target audience well, you need to do the insights. So and then you need to keep in mind the one thing, basically three letters which we actually tell for aspiring marketeers. One is that is basically the A, B, and C. So ABC is basically when you design. So once you have the target audience devised, and then you unearth a great insight for them and consumer insight for them, based on which you can design the campaign, and then you remember while designing the messaging, while designing the communication final part execution, you remember the ABC of communication is basically the attention, benefit, and communication. So attention means that the message that you are going to disseminate, the message that you want your target audience to know, must be told in a compelling way so that it grabs the attention. This A and attention has become even more important in today's world, because the attention span of today's audiences are far smaller, fractionate than it used to be in 5 years or 7 years back. So the attention and then the benefit, everyone is in the world is looks for his or her benefit. That any rational being actually looks for his or her benefit. So the benefit is basically the what's in it for me. Any consumer seeing one communication, you might make him cry, you might make him laugh, but at the end of the day, he will actually back up his mind. He will actually, the consumer, the target audience will think, what's in it for me? Why do I need this? So you need to answer that. That is your B. That is your benefit. So you have to have a compelling communication which tells about a benefit. And the third thing is communication. Communication means what I am trying to say or what I am trying to tell, or and how the target audience is understanding. So the thing is, the story that I am now telling, are you clearly understanding me? Are the audiences who are actually listening to this understanding us? So if they understand properly, if they decode properly the message, then your communication is there. So these are the things that while doing messaging, we need to keep in mind: the attention, benefit, and communication, compelling, persuasive message, and that relevant to them, and also this needs to be communicated properly. So this is the way we actually try to do the communication. And also you are actually telling about differentiator and innovation. In today's world, what is happening is product differentiation is going to be more and more difficult as the time passes. And product so but small you but the small incremental small things can make big difference. For example, if we say about this Superbrand Superfresh drinking water, you'll see that in our bottle there is a grip to handle this. So this was a winner for this brand. So this grip actually made it possible to conveniently transport it from one to another. So it was easier to carry. So that actually helped this brand actually a lot. So these kind of small innovations, small things actually can make big difference. So these are something that we need to, and these are the things we will be able to unearth the more we understand the consumer, the target audience, and their pain points. When you see what are the pain points throughout the journey, while drinking one, while opening up the bottle, while drinking it, while putting it into a glass, while carrying it with them. If we can look into this very closely and with a curious mind, then this can actually give us an innovations, small innovation, incremental innovations. And if you look into the whole value chain, the way it is procured to, the way it is delivered to the consumers, the way it is kept in the stores, if you analyze the whole value chain, you will see that in a lot of times you don't need to do the product innovation. You can do some value chain innovation. You can do some other kinds of changes and innovations that can actually give a real good impetus to our brand. So this might this often to the to might seem difficult, but this is the way that actually need to put our brands if we want our brands to move ahead and actually be differentiate, or we actually have a place into the mind of the consumers. These are the things if you can keep in mind while designing communication. These might help us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mohidin bhai. You articulated so well the ABC of communication, that attention, benefits, and communicate in the right way. So I'm
Yeah.
sure the viewers who are watching and will be watching later on will be greatly benefited about the three fundamentals that you have told me, and that's why the super fresh drinking water is the super brands today. Thank you so very much, Bhaiya. So
Thank you
going
so
to
much.
Tanvi bhai, regarding, as you have mentioned in your earlier segment, that COVID has hit it very bad. But what are the plans in the future? 1 year or so, and also to that, as Superbrands has given the brand itself superiority or achievements type. So how I know the tourism or the resort marketing are a bit different than how we do marketing of other sectors. So how, what are your plans? And COVID has put us in a bit of uncertainty. So how you see in the next 1 year in a span, and how what are the communications and future plans surrounding the brand itself, and how Superbrand, the title, is going to help us achieving on those plans. Would you please share this with our viewers today?
Thank you very much. First of all, in marketing and communication, we are a little bit of sensitive because the our most of the people used to travel, so it's a sensitive thing. So we are looking forward for the the vaccination thing in the country, because when we have the positive support from the government, and also relevant things need to be done carefully, then people will have the confidence to travel more. So right at this moment, for the travelers, we used to they are pretty much sensitive on it. So we actually cannot focus our the selling point and everything. But the for brand and marketing things, we used to do 360-degree communication, especially in the digital marketing, but most effectively in the social media. So right now we are just only focusing, not the encouraging people to visit, but we also just focusing for the engagement with the guests, connectivity of their well-being, so that our followers or the target audience can keep in touch with us. From there, we actually taking kind of feedback that what travelers are thinking for that. But we have found that significantly people are the hungry for the traveling kind of things. They used to go and the have the family staycation and all. But one thing is alarming: we cannot the come back properly until the corporate market is going up. The our we have a three major segment. One is the individual guest, which is bit open now. Slowly people are thinking and coming, so that's okay. We can a little bit of survive right now. But the thing is that our corporate and the residential conference, this two segment is completely shut right at this moment. So until and unless the people are getting vaccinated and country will feel that it's safe for traveling, then only we can understand the pickup trend, that how because the whenever this thing happen, it's short immediately, and whenever pickup is started, whenever in last year we have seen it within a week, the huge volume of reservation is being made in the and the pickup trend is very high. So we are just hoping the everything will be getting normal, at least the minimum level, if we have the policy set by the government. Because if you see the international practice is already being done in the first world country, they did not shut their tourism destination, they keep it open, but they have limited, and government has supporting that and they have the standard and procedure and also the guideline from the government that how they can operate it. So these things is very important for us. We also looking forward from the government that how they give us the advice to run the show. Otherwise, if you cannot open, then actually there is no revenue. So in that sense, it's a big challenge for the owners how long they will carry forward these things. So this is actually in the COVID related thing. And one more thing, for the your last question, the super brands, as I said that we are a brand of innovation. So this is very important for a resort like Palace because we have the huge potential for the innovation. So before the COVID, in every month or every quarter, we have the innovation plan so that one guest just visited in one time and in his next visit, he will get something new so that they can test it something new, which is the advocacy happening to among the people, which is the massive drive in our marketing communication so that we can retain our guest and loyalty. But we due to COVID situation, a lot of project have been stuck. So uh, as of now, I mean, in the year of 2021, we are supposed to open another tower building and other banquet capacities and all, which is almost 150 guest facilities need to be increased, but we couldn't start it even. So we are expecting that to see the global trend at least. I mean, 2 years in tourism and hotel business cannot be be normal. So we need to wait for the vaccination and all kind of things to be safe. Then we can think about what will happen after 1 year or 2 years. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That is thorough planning has been done, and world is healing, and will heal. We are healing gradually, and in 1 2 years we'll heal fully, inshallah. So with all these notes, I would like to close today's sessions and wholeheartedly thank you, Mohidin Bhai from MGI and Tanvir Bhai from the Palace Luxury Resort. It was great time learning and knowing these two super brands of Bangladesh. And I hope our viewers all has stand as an example to the newer brands entering the industry as time changes and Bangladesh progresses towards development as one of the fastest growing economies. So thank you so very much, and I look forward to other super brands coming to the following weeks. Till then, a very good night and take care. Bye.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Good night.
it was, it
Thank
was,
you.
it was. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.